Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and this is the content update portion of the video for the weekly update. This week there is not really anything new in terms of units or mementos, but there is a new tower up. I think that is worth talking about first, because sort of a fun event, something of an undertaking to be sure. It can be even a little stressful once you get to the top. As you can see, I'm about halfway done with it. But the goal, as always, is to get to the very top and get that gear, which can be very, very handy for killing bosses with the Syntag or just elemental exploit. And there's lots of other nice prizes along the way. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing this. And if, as I said the last time we had a new tower, if it's kind of hard for you at first, you can just refresh your units every 12 hours and brute force it if you have to. So yeah, that's new tower. Definitely do it. And then to kind of go along with that, they've released some quests to help raise your water units, it's pretty exactly the same thing as when the wind tower came out and they did it for fire. I believe the wind tower was the first one that started that. The first two towers didn't quite get that same level of treatment, but that's all in the past now. So the first is the water hard quest, and there are it's like all farmable units that you can get shards of, but there's some good ones in there, especially if you don't have some of the Sacred Stones units or some of the newer farmables out yet. You might get them. If you're really lucky, you'll get elemental shards, but I've barely seen them drop across any of the elemental hard quests, so I wouldn't count on that too much. But you can get gear, and there's a few good ones in here. I don't know if it changes from quest to quest as far as elements go. It doesn't really look like it, but if you get like Wonder Chrono or Legion God, that's always good to have more of those. So yeah, you can do it 5 times a day, and then you get shards for doing it 3 times. So definitely easy. And then even easier is this once a day quest. You get some free water shards. Super, super low effort. And then I'm not going to jump to it on the tab, but the consecrated elements in the daily section, that's back. So that's an easy once a day. Get a bunch of good prizes. And that one, even if your units are having a hard time clearing it, if you're like, say, in the early enlightenment phase of raising your units, a single good mercenary can carry that level for you. So I wouldn't stress that too much. And then for reruns, the Shenmei Job Plus event is going. If you didn't get a chance to get her Job Plus, I definitely recommend it. I think she can be really good, really handy as far as doing untyped damage. So you can only do them 5 times a day, so if that's something that you still need to farm, I'd make sure to do it every day, even if you're only chipping away at it slowly, like through the regular EX. Definitely get that, because you have to get a bunch of coins and then buy the pieces in the coin shop. So I don't love that method. I prefer the dungeon boss style if they're going to do it that way. But, c'est la vie. And then the Lofia and Lamia Job Plus things are running, but they're in the event archive, so it's not a lot of urgency there. It's like, get it if you don't have them. And then as well as Michael's Job Plus, that's you don't need to be playing this game for that long before you can have a better situation than Michael. I think Elizabeth, just with some basic enlightenment, is going to be better, even though she doesn't have a Job Plus. So yeah, that is it for all of that. Draft PvP is also in session. It's not really something I do because it doesn't seem like the prizes are really worth the time. I'd need to have a lot of extra time if I was going to do that. So I'm sure there's maybe other people that play the game either on Reddit or on YouTube that might be able to shed more light on that. But yeah, also Genesis is still going for a while. So if you haven't farmed out the box event, you still have time to do that. Okay, I think that is it for content, so now we'll move on to the banner overview. Okay, let's take a look at the banners. First, there is a paid summon that is just the normal
10 5-stars where one's guaranteed limited. Don't recommend those unless you're a really big spender. And then next up is a banner for water units. I don't think it's amazing. It's like you can get 50 shards for owned units, but of the entire pool, I think only Ren and Letitia are limited, and they're both farmable in the Babelhard quest, so you don't even need to have the unit to farm their shards. And especially Letitia has been farmable for such a long time that most people would have already had her farmed out, even if they never pulled her. Ren has been available less time than that, but I wouldn't go like full in on gems for that. And then next is a very bad banner for 2 decent units. I don't recommend pulling on this, even though I think both Sharon and Suya are good. It's just it's too easy to get like nothing. Double rates of a very, very, very small chance is still a very, very, very small chance of getting the unit. Alright, and then next we have a 5-step for the pirate units, and if you're new, this might be alright, especially the 500. And then if you didn't have any of these 3, they're all pretty good. I haven't really used Lu Shen yet, but I'm pretty sure any gun lancer unit is going to be good. But most veteran players are already going to have all these units by now, so it's less to be gained there. And then the next 2 banners are 5-step unlimiteds, for one for Inaku and the next for Emmel, and they're both functionally the same. I would only recommend pulling on these if you are aiming to get the unit and are going to pull enough times to be able to transmute them once you get to 150 shards. Otherwise, it'd be pretty easy for it not to be worth it. And then as a side bonus, you get Genesis coins. But Genesis coins are only valuable if you already have Genesis units, so that's worth remembering. And then next is a 9-step banner for 2 limited mementos and then 2 normal pools. They're all pretty good mementos, but it is diluted, so there is that. But if you don't have Optimus Memento, I do think it's good. So it might be worth your while, depending. And then next is a 9-step for the Pirate and then Sharon Summer mementos. Kind of the same deal. If you really, really want one of these, it's a good way to get them. The Shenmei and Gormalos ones are normal pool, so if you are doing this banner, I imagine you'd be doing it to get Sharon Summer memento, which, if you want to use her, you would really want that memento. But, your mileage may vary on that. And then I think after that, everything else is just an older banner. And then it's worth remembering that the Genesis Memento banner is still going to be around for this week and next week, so it's probably your best bet to get any of the older ones like Emmel, Inaku, and Julia if you haven't gotten them yet. I'm going to pull at least 2 steps on this, if not more. But yeah, that is it for the banners, so we can move on to some summoning.
Alright, and now for some summoning. I'm going to start with the tickets I just got from the Xeno Tower. We'll start with units. I don't really have much to gain here. I think I finally got all the normal pool units thanks to all those selectors recently. So actually, I will skip it. Huh. VV, yeah. Alright. Well, that could have been worse. And then we'll do the gears. There's a few gears I wouldn't mind getting still. But yeah, these don't usually work out too well. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, wow. 2 poison rods. Beautiful. And then some mementos. There's quite a few normal pool I don't have yet. Don't have Nefertiti's or either of the pirate ones, so assuming it even turned red. Well, it did. Fancy that. And we've got ourselves another Ankh Memento, huh? Well, I'm okay with that, especially given the tower that's going on right now. Ankh is one of those units I find to be very, very reliable. I've got all his gates maxed. His leader skill is just magical for destroying fire units. But yeah, so I'm going to pull on this Genesis Memento. I think I'm going to do the 2 steps now and then maybe do another 3 steps next week, depending on what next week's banners are. In general, I didn't think there was much I would want to summon on other than this, so pretty easy choice. And then we'll use that ticket, and we will see if the Curse of the 500 remains. Oh, the curse is broken. Look at that. That means no matter what result we get here, it's going to be decent. I have to admit, I really like this type of banner where it's like the 5-star pool is really small for this group of limited mementos. It's a good incentive. Oh, look at that. That was the one that I wanted most. Cool. Alright, not only did the curse break, but it broke spectacularly. Oh, right. In the interest of intellectual honesty, I did 2 more pulls last week of the Genesis coin banner because I was trying to get some of my Genesis units enlightened, and I ended up pulling Adelaide from one of the steps, so I did have some off-screen good luck. I have like no fire shards, but that's another story. But yeah, nice. I'm not as you know what? What the heck? I'll do the one more step anyway. I was thinking I could stop now because that was the one I wanted most, but I wouldn't complain about a Julia or more Inaku mementos or whatever. And since it's a guarantee, I'll go for it. But yeah, I guess then I'm not gonna do the next 3 steps because I was not expecting to get Emmel's memento so soon. Let's see how this rolls. Alright, we already know it's going to be red. But the question is how red? Not that red besides the guarantee. That's alright though. Oh, well, look at that. 2 steps was all we needed. Alright. Um, yeah, that's fun. I don't even care what the yellow one is anymore. Um, yeah, alright. That is summoning for the week. Um, that is such a relief after last week. All right, well, I hope you guys are lucky too in all of your summoning, and I will see you next time.